In the tech world, we are always obsessed with the next big thing, the latest and greatest. So how on earth does a database that's been around for over 30 years suddenly become the hottest, most wanted piece of tech on the planet? Well, that's the story of PostgreSQL. It's gone from this quiet, reliable workhorse to the absolute top of every developer's wishlist. Today, we're going to break down exactly what's behind this incredible rise to fame. Okay, first things first, let's look at the hard numbers. Because this isn't just a vibe or a feeling in the industry. The data shows a really clear and, honestly, pretty dominant shift. So check this out. According to Stack Overflow's latest survey, which is basically the pulse of the developer community, PostgreSQL is the #1 most used database. And this is for the second year in a row. We're talking nearly half of all developers are now using it. It has officially decisively overtaken its old rival, MySQL. And believe me, that trend is only getting stronger. So this is the million-dollar question, right? In a world filled with flashy, specialized, built-for-one-thing databases, how did this 30-year-old veteran climb all the way to the top? Well, it turns out the secret isn't some brand new feature. It's a fundamental design choice made decades ago, a choice that makes it endlessly adaptable. So what is this secret sauce? What's the magic trick? Well, it all boils down to this one core architectural principle that really sets Postgres apart from pretty much everything else. It's something called catalog-driven extensibility. Okay, so what in the world does that actually mean? Well, think of it like this. Every database has system catalogs. It's like an internal rulebook that keeps track of all your tables, data types, and functions. But here's the difference. Where most databases have that rulebook hard-coded and locked down, Postgres's entire operation is driven by its catalogs. And here's the real kicker. You, the user, can actually modify them. You can add new rules to the book. Now, the really crucial part here is that you're not doing some risky, open-heart surgery on the database's source code. No, this is a built-in, safe, intended feature. You can define brand new data types, create custom functions, and Postgres just dynamically loads them in. It can literally learn new tricks while it's running, without ever missing a beat. So what does all this extensibility actually get you in the real world? Well, it means Postgres can basically transform itself. It starts out as an absolutely world-class relational database, but it doesn't have to stop there. It can evolve to handle jobs that would normally force you to go out and get a whole different, specialized database. And this is the perfect way to think about it. You get this incredibly solid, reliable foundation, that's your knife, and then you just plug in the exact tools you need for the job. You need a corkscrew? You add it. A tiny pair of scissors? You got it. You add precisely the functionality you need when you need it. I mean, just look at some of these incredible extensions. You install PostGIS and boom, Postgres is now a top-tier, enterprise-grade geospatial database that rivals the best of them. You add TimescaleDB, and suddenly it's a high-performance time series database, perfect for IoT data. And with its native support for something called JSONB, it can go head-to-head with document databases. But let's get real for a second, because that last point is a huge deal. For years, the world of flexible JSON-style data has been completely dominated by NoSQL databases. So, can Postgres really hang with the undisputed king of that world, MongoDB? This chart breaks it down perfectly. Look, MongoDB is purpose-built for documents, no question. But PostgreSQL, with its JSONB data type, gives you powerful document storage on top of the rock-solid guarantees of a mature relational system. We're talking full ACID compliance right out of the box, which is just a fancy way of saying your transactions are always reliable. You get the flexibility of documents without sacrificing that ironclad reliability. And honestly, this quote from a developer on Reddit just hits the nail on the head. Why would you want to manage, pay for, and maintain 2, 3, or even 4 different database systems when you could just use one that reliably handles both your structured data and your flexible data all in one place? It's just a killer argument for consolidation. All right, so the tech is amazing. We get it. But that's only half the story. Beyond its flexibility, there are some really compelling business reasons that are driving this massive adoption in the enterprise world. It's not just a developer's toy. It's a seriously smart business decision. And the biggest, most dramatic reason is money. Just look at this. This slide compares the licensing cost of Postgres to a commercial giant like Oracle. And the difference is, well, it's staggering. Postgres is completely, totally, 100% free. Zero licensing fees. That's a massive, immediate cost saving that companies can pour back into building better products. And this is all thanks to its license, which is one of the most permissive and business-friendly licenses out there. It basically gives you total freedom. You can use it, change it, scale it, and you never have to worry about vendor lock-in. You own your data, you own your architecture, and a story.
Okay, so free is great, but free and insecure is useless, right? For any serious mission-critical application, cost savings mean absolutely nothing without top-notch security. And this is another area where Postgres's age and maturity are a huge advantage. It's not just free, it's built from the ground up to be locked down tight.
It gives you this fantastic toolkit for what's called a layered security approach, and it all centers on these three simple questions. First, authentication. Who are you and can you even get in? Second, authorization. Okay, you're in, but what are you actually allowed to do? And third, accounting. What did you actually touch, giving you a full audit trail? All right, so we've covered a ton of ground here. The tech, the business case, the security. So let's bring it all home. When is Postgres the right tool for your job, and when might a specialized database still be the better call? So here's the bottom line. It really comes down to what your primary workload is. If you need a solid relational core with strong consistency, but you also crave the flexibility to handle things like JSON or geospatial data, PostgreSQL is an absolute no-brainer. But if your entire universe is rapidly changing documents and your main goal is massive horizontal scaling, then yeah, a purpose-built tool like MongoDB might still be your best bet. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. That's the magic of Postgres. Its incredible rise is fueled by this unique ability to be a safe, default choice that doesn't box you in. It starts as a best-in-class database and can grow and adapt to almost any challenge you throw it at down the road without forcing you to start over. And all of this leaves us with a bigger, more profound question about the future of data itself. For a long time, the trend was to have a huge, complicated toolbox with a different, specialized database for every little job. But the incredible success of PostgreSQL really makes you wonder, do we really need all those tools? Or is the future dominated by one powerful generalist that can simply learn to do it all?